Greetings, friends. I hope you're well. I bid you join me for a spell. Sit back, pipe down, and be regaled with our beloved city's tale. I'll tell you through my weak narration of how it met with its salvation. From Madgear's grip its neck was freed by one man's most extraordinary deeds. For years had Metro City's streets been trampled under thuggish feet, its dwellers caged with no escape from endless murder, theft, and rape, until a man stood tall and pledged to pry away the dagger's edge. It was truly apt, the city's prayer be answered by its very mayor, his homeland sacked, his kin despoiled, his anger's cauldron overboiled. All those who left this city scarred would taste the fist of Mike Haggar. Outnumbering him, they jeered and taunted. Still he sallied forth undaunted. Knuckles flew, and in a flash of speed and fury came the clash. As though he were a righteous sword, he tore unscathed through endless hordes, until at last he reached a foe that gave him pause. Eddie? No! How could this be, a lawman lured by wickedness he once endured? From whence came this? What was the source? Money, came his reply. Of course. But Haggar would not step awry. All allies of the gear must die. If he had donned a traitor's crown, then he as well would be struck down. But would it in a faithful brawl of pure heart and grit could vanquish all? But cowards have their cowards' ways, with muskets' muzzles set ablaze. The tragic victory won that eve. For Haggar's death we must not grieve. In proof of his gallant resilience, his eyes were met with marble brilliance. As it was penned in ancient scrolls, Valhalla called to Haggar's soul. His wings of courage had him flown to stand at mighty Odin's throne. Long have I awaited thee, of boundless strength and bravery. Today will grant my Einherjar a true-born hero, Mike Haggar. O daring knight, of you I plead, we in our time of crisis need a warrior of finest stock to lead the charge in Ragnarok. The greatest honor called to aim ain't lead in this divine crusade, but Haggar stood as still as clay. Was this his choice? Was this the way? To join the ranks of God's elites would leave his mission incomplete. Forever would the Madgear reign and strangle all in bloody chains. Haggar felt his rage renew, and in his mind bore witness to a vision of his ravaged land. No, thought he, this will not stand. The path before Haggar was clear. His duty was to end the gear, and thus he shunned this godly war. Mayor was he, and nothing more. The first in history's winding track, the Aesir shone a mortal's back. Odin flared, and in his ire cast his gracious veil to fire. You, a human, have the gall to turn away from Asgard's halls? What right have you to spur my rule? I, the god of gods, you fool! Here? So be it, dog, you will not yield, and thus your wretched fate is sealed. By Odin's will you'll serve your time within the midst of Lithelheim. Dum 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 dum. And from the sky a blinding light shook the very earth that night. A god's descent, his foolish pride, crushed neath Haggar's steel backside. And though the battle was well fought, it does provoke a dreadful thought. Of champions' husks on darkness fed, and all their vaunted valor bled. Had this man not once stood defiant against injustice, a noble giant? Yet here he lay, his garments stained with ink of Franklin's ill-obtained. Are all brave men sure to fall to gold's beguiling siren call? Does our hero have his price? Could he too succumb to vice? For me, waiting ears, plaintive eyes, unshed tears, seek the answer to these questions. Pay attention! Whom do you think this tale's about? Some weepy whelp, a spineless sprout, outward bold and inward vile, a turned coat for a paper pile? No, this is not the ballad of Guy or Cody, save he is weak and frail and bony. If you think back, and not too far, recall that I speak of Mike Haggar. And so, pursuing evil's scent, Haggar strove forth, his wrath unspent. And I, your faithful balladeer, cry out in zealous joy, round clear!